Hey everybody, so today we are going to be drawing a cat. So our cat is going to be inside of a hot air balloon. So let's get started. So as always, if you are choosing to draw with a Sharpie or a marker, you may want to make sure that you're working on a clipboard or with some scratch paper so that your ink doesn't bleed through onto your table. So let's get started. So we're going to start kind of in the middle of our papers, but we're going to start down a little bit towards the bottom. So we're going to start with a straight line straight across. Just a short straight line straight across. Then on either side of that line, we're going to add two U shapes. Those are for the cat's paws. And on the other side of those little U shapes, we're going to add two short little lines for the rest of the top of the basket. So then we are going to connect these two lines with another U shape. I'm going to make mine a little bit flatter at the bottom so that if it were a real hot air balloon, it would be able to set down onto the ground. So it almost looks like a pocket. And then we need to draw our cat's body. So most of our cat's body is inside of the basket of the hot air balloon. So really only his head and part of the top of his body is sticking out. So we're going to start on one side and draw an upside down U, or like a rainbow shape, across the top. So right now our cat looks a little bit like an egg, but that's okay. So our cat also needs some eyes. So I'm going to draw two nice big eyeballs. I'm going to add those little circles in there to show that the eyes are shiny. And then I'm going to fill them in. So it's up to you. You may choose not to fill them in, or you may want to fill them in later, and that's totally fine. So our cat also needs a mouth. So right in the middle, in between the eyes, I'm going to draw two kind of U shapes. And if you want to add some whiskers, you can. So our cat also needs some ears. So on the top of our cat's head, we're going to draw two nice pointy ears. And I'm going to draw the two triangles on the inside for the inside of the ears. And our cat also needs a tail. So like always, you can choose which side you want your tail to be on. For whatever reason, I always like my tails on the right side, but it's up to you. So I'm going to draw kind of a upside down U that comes back around for its tail. So now we have our cat done, and our cat is inside of the basket. Now we need to get to the hot air balloon part. So behind our cat, there's going to be two lines. And those are the ropes that are holding the basket onto the balloon. So I'm going to move my paper down a little bit so I have more space to draw. And then going straight across those lines and going past the lines a little bit, I'm going to draw one straight line. So that's the bottom of our balloon. So the balloon shape is a little bit tricky. So I'm actually going to draw mine in pencil first, and then I'll trace over it. So starting at the side of those lines, I'm gonna draw two short lines, straight lines that come up just a little bit for the bottom of my balloon. And like I said, I'm gonna do this next part in pencil, and then I'll trace over it after, just in case. So I'm gonna come up and get bigger. And then I'm gonna come back down. The reason that I chose to do mine in pencil is that I don't always like the way that one side doesn't always look like the other side. So that way I can erase if I have to. That looks a little bit better. So I'm gonna go back over that, and I'm actually gonna go back over this in Sharpie just so it's a little bit thicker. And I'm gonna erase some of those excess lines that I have. So that part is kind of up to you. If you want to do yours all with marker or with Sharpie or however, that's fine. If you want to do yours in pencil first too, that's okay. So this next part is where we're going to add kind of our design to our balloon. So if you want to do like the straight up and down stripes, you can do that. If you want to do horizontal stripes, you can. If you want to do like zigzaggy stripes, you can do that. It's completely up to you. So I'm gonna do those same kind of straight up and down stripes that I did for my original. So I'm gonna start in the middle, and I'm gonna draw a straight line just straight down. Then my next two lines are going to follow the curve of my balloon. So I'm gonna start just a little bit away, about an inch away from that center line. And I'm gonna follow that curve. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna follow that curve. So that is our cat in a hot air balloon. So the only thing that we have left is the background, and the background is completely up to you. If you want your cat to be floating way, way high up in the sky, you can just draw some clouds. If you want your cat to maybe be floating over a forest, maybe you'll have the tops of some trees in the background. Maybe your cat is flying by some mountains, and you're gonna have some mountains in the background. So I'm gonna do some mountains, but I'm only gonna do them at the very bottom so that it looks like my cat is flying really, really high up in the sky. And my mountains are gonna have some snow on the top. I think I might add a couple of clouds in the background too, some little popcorny looking clouds. And that is our cat in a hot air balloon. So I'll put my other one up side by side so you can see them both. So now the coloring is completely up to you. If you look really closely at my original drawing, you can see that I added some texture, so some kind of darker spots, some different designs into the balloon part of my drawing. So you can do that too. You can add different designs. You can color yours however you would like. You can make your cat whatever color you want it to be. I also added on my original in the basket, I added some texture lines, some darker lines to show that it's a woven basket. So again, that's completely up to you. So when you are finished with your drawing, please make sure that you send them to me. I would love to see all of your amazing drawings. I know I get quite a few every week, so please keep them coming. I love to see them. And I hope that I will see you all next time. Have a fantastic rest of your day, everybody.